The views and opinions expressed on Beautiful Disasters are those of the panelists and not those of the Geeks Under the Influence Network, their sponsors, or anyone else involved. Also, there is going to be a lot of adult language used on this podcast, so please keep your little kitties away unless you don't care about them that much.
Welcome back to Beautiful Disasters. We have a great flick for everyone tonight. We got to jump right into this motherfucker. Let's introduce everybody. I'm the Groots.
F.U. Hunter.
And our guest today is...
Scotty P. That's right. The Geek Fathers. What's up, y'all?
So let's go a little quick into the origins before we start about the movie. It's weird. This is one of those movies that everybody assumes I had seen and I hadn't seen. I've watched pretty much all of the other of the series.
Shockingly.
I know.
Right.
Because you have been managing a movie theater for how many years?
Exactly.
And this definitely came out during your tenure.
Yes, I understand.
Well, not only that, but it also came out. It was the big movie because there hadn't been a Rambo movie in, over a decade at that time? Yeah. So it was big.
I don't know how I missed this one, but for some reason I did. But casually, I was hanging out with Groots one night, and we're like messing around on trying to pick out a movie, and then he's like, "Dude, fucking Rambo 4." And I was like, "Is that good?" And he's like, "You haven't seen it?" And that started this whole thing where I fucking had to watch that shit because it was badass. Watched it.
Yep.
Then we're hanging out with Scotty one time, and we also talking about it. We need to do an episode on this fucking movie because I am now embracing the greatness of Rambo 4.
Fuck yes.
Is it John Rambo 4? How is it?
It's just singularly called Rambo.
Right.
And because, again, which you should know this as well, that technically the first Rambo movie was, actually the official title was just First Blood.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this
Which
was
makes
technically...
the second one sound stupid because it's First Blood Part 2, which always threw me off.
Right.
Yeah, First Blood, again.
Hollywood.
Well, it was Rambo, First Blood Part 2.
I understand.
Right.
But when you look at the poster, it's First Blood again. That's how I read it.
Right.
Basically, yeah.
You know who
fair on that.
wrote the script for Rambo 2?
You mean it wasn't Stallone?
No, John Carpenter. No, not John. Sorry, James Cameron. I got him mixed up.
James Cameron.
I was about to
Cameron.
be like, what? Okay, but that makes
He worked on
makes more
that
sense.
script and then jumped to the Alien script. So he went from Terminator to writing Rambo 2 to writing Aliens.
That makes so much sense because First Blood, the first flick, was much more of a thriller sort of situation.
Oh, for sure.
You know, like a dramatic thriller.
It was a kind of a character study. This dude that
Exactly.
got fucking tortured in POW camps in Vietnam and comes back to the States, and as Bruce Springsteen wrote in several songs, in the United States said, "Yeah, thanks for all the hard work. Fuck you, veteran."
Exactly. He was a Vietnam vet that was shit on, and then he got more shit on in this little town in Oregon or wherever
all he
was.
wanted was a place to eat.
Exactly. Now,
It's true though.
I mean that's
the plot of the movie. Is I am kind of hungry. Fuck you, vet. And
fuck
then
you, vet.
I'm gonna
Get out of here, you drifter hippie
and then
bastard.
woods and booby traps and all kinds of shit like
Yes.
that.
However,
But they did push him first.
the fact
They
that
drew First Blood.
they did, and the fact that you said that James Cameron wrote the script for the second one makes so much sense because you could pretty much put a parallel between Alien and Aliens and First Blood and First Blood Part 2.
Yeah.
Because it's so much more of an action movie as opposed to a,
Thriller, whether it's sci-fi
dramatic
or
horror,
whatever.
whatever it is. Yeah. So anyway, we are talking about the 2008 Rambo.
And we should clarify because this is not officially the newest Rambo, but that last one, I'm sorry, Stallone.
It's
kind
a
of
lot of waiting for 10 minutes at the end of the movie. The tunnel actions are good, but you could just do a YouTube search and watch.
The last
watch that
Rambo
part.
is not great. Yeah, you could boil it down to 5 minutes of decent fun scenes, but the movie is bad, and it plays on really bad stereotypes of like
Oh yes,
of freaking like Latino
Mexican cartel shit,
gangster
yeah.
guys.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's just-
dude, come on.
Like it's everything that Trump warned everybody about. Like that's all this movie paints Mexico. It's like once you go to the border, it's all cartel and fucked up people, and even the good people are pretty much still fucked up.
Right.
Now that said, this movie got in some hot water.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
Did it now?
Just a little political stuff happening
Because they
you know.
painted like Burma.
Burma, yeah.
Yep.
Which was at this point already called Myanmar, I think. And they cleaned up a lot of their shit, but they painted it as like this war-torn hellscape.
Rwanda. It's like it's
Yeah,
just
it's
as bad.
It's
Oh, yeah.
awful. It's like this terrible place where like babies are thrown into fires by warlords and stuff. It's like
stress
no, dude.
how fucking evil the militia, the military groups are, because they
Oh, man.
throughout the movie just kill the fuck out of like innocent people,
Regular
and
villagers.
moms and kids. And
I was about to say everyone is on the board
Yeah.
in this movie. There is no like, oh, we're you may know the children get killed, but it's off scene. No. You see bullet holes,
There's-
a bayonet being stabbed
there's
into
literally
one.
a scene when they attack a village, and there's a mom holding her like 3-year-old, and the dude grabs the kid, shoots the mom, and then you're like, oh, and in my mind I went, okay, and whatever happens next is going to be off screen, right? Because it's a
Right.
3-year-old child. And then what happened next wasn't off screen, which is they went, well, we set this hut on fire. This child should be thrown into the fucking
Right.
fire. I went, holy shit. And that's after watching, I don't know, 30 plus limbs cut or blown off.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
span of the 5 minutes prior to the child being thrown in the fucking fire.
and especially because when the movie first came out was before I had any of my children. So again, when you rewatch something and then now being a parent, you're like, oh fuck.
Yeah. I just assumed,
mean-
again, that they were just going to, you can kind of
Yeah.
figure out what's going to happen. They went, no, you need to see this too. I want to make sure these guys are
live it,
really fucked up,
Live
right?
it and breathe it. You know.
I mean,
It's-
unless I'm mistaken or I missed it, apparently the only thing they didn't do was kill a dog.
I
you know
think
what?
they did kill dogs.
they
in this.
did, but
I
that was
think
the
they-
only thing not shown on screen.
I think
they only mention it later.
did they kill a pig or something like on screen? I think. or
no, they
something?
show
maybe.
shots of different animals in the village, and
Yeah.
then when we get to the villages later on, those same animals don't seem to be there. And then here's where this movie again just gives two fucks. There are so many fucking dead bodies. There could be dead animals, and we wouldn't know because they just literally leave carcasses everywhere.
Like,
like
That's
everywhere.
true, yeah,
So
yeah.
you have no,
Yeah.
you don't know. You're like, is that a dog?
Yeah, I
or
remember that
a
there were, like-
small lady. I
There were
don't
like
know.
cow carcasses, like at one point in the movie.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Well, they started by bombing the village. It wasn't like they just walked in and just randomly started shooting. The scene was someone's doing something, which we'll get into who is in the scene,
Right.
and then all of a sudden, explosion,
Mortars.
gunfire, mortars everywhere.
Yeah, because you make
and-
everybody run into the town, and then you start slaughtering them.
right,
Yeah.
exactly.
But oh
so you,
man,
you know
Let's-
that setup so well.
All right.
let's get right into this.
Let's get
Right.
into
This
it.
movie says from the fucking beginning, it comes on, and we're introduced to this military like transport truck stopping, letting some civilians out, and you're like, oh, this is kind of sketchy. And then these soldiers yelling at these villagers to start walk towards this. What is
Well,
it?
you see
Like
one guy
a-
like throwing stuff out in the field.
Yeah, he's in like a.
Yeah. It's
kind
a
of
rice
swampy.
paddy.
Yeah,
It's a rice paddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's throwing things out there, and then they shoot the guns in the air, and they make the villagers run, and you realize,
They're taking bets.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
taking bets, and they make the villagers run, and it's because they want to see who's going to make it.
They
the
just threw a
farthest.
bunch of mines out, on
and
this
you
for
start
these,
seeing
yeah.
villagers explode and body parts fly everywhere. And in the first 5 minutes, you're like, this movie's gonna be pretty fucking violent because it's not just the
Right.
casual explosion from far away. The camera is as close as it could be to someone, a la Saving Private Ryan, where literally chunks almost hit the lens as people explode.
Yes.
And that
Yep.
stresses A, these military motherfuckers are really fucked up, and B, buckle in, because if you don't like seeing chunks of body parts, you probably want to turn it off at this point.
I still stand by the fact of that probably at least half this budget was just for body effects.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
it's seriously. I'm talking about the whole movie.
We'll get into the plot, but it's a very simplistic plot, because this isn't about telling a story. This is about showing as much carnage and violence as you can get away with on screen. Like, I feel like this movie had come out in the mid 80s. This is by far a fucking NC-17. Like, they fucking
easily.
They fucking made what's his name cut a scene in RoboCop because he got shot in the head and you could see through the head, right?
And
this
the dude
movie
got shot on the table too long.
Yeah.
So that's why he got the X rating back
never
then.
fucking made it through the ratings. How they made it through an R, I was kind of shocked, even with 2008.
I mean, I think just our society has gotten
Changed a little bit.
a little
Kinda-
bit more
kinda numb.
cynical
Yeah.
and a little bit more. Yeah.
And the way they played up, like I said, it's way more touching on the political side, which if you ever watch a documentary about the rating system, if you set up a movie a certain way, the way most people gauge those readings will kind of let shit slide. You kind of see certain ways. It's all about how you intro the film.
Now, I will throw this out there. Like, that's the first scene, but as we go into the credits, they give us news footage of what's happening in this country, where it's just pretty much, these militia groups are coming through and fucking raiding villages, grabbing the boys, killing everybody else.
Ongoing civil war.
Yeah,
Right.
your basic thing that happens, and
You
it's happening
have a
in other
rebel
countries.
group that they mention, who are against the military
which I think is
part of
effective,
it.
and that also might have helped them get away with it, because
Well, that's what I mean. Yeah,
in the news footage, you see fucked up shit happen.
Right.
You're like, see, and so we're just showing what is on the news, and that's cool, right? Like,
Right.
I don't know if it's cool, but we're gonna go through with this, all right?
Oh shit.
Oh,
Hold on.
man. So then we get introduced to Mr. John Rambo, who is now away from society, away from Rambo 3 as much as possible. Like,
He's living in the jungle and he is herding snakes.
God damn it. Ugh.
For
Right.
snake handlers.
Yep.
Like, he is out there with a couple dudes grabbing snakes out of the wild.
Yeah, he has his native posse, if you will, in this
Yeah.
movie. Like, don't do a whole lot, but they're there. They still back him up in certain scenes.
And I feel like this
so.
is because Stallone directed this movie, and I feel
Oh,
like
yeah.
he wanted something that just at the very beginning, without him actually killing anybody yet, to kind of make Rambo still badass, and him fucking grabbing a cobra and like holding it, like, to establish, because I ain't fucking with that shit.
Well, and it totally goes from that carnage you see to like almost not even a fade to black, but almost just right away of that genteel Rambo theme music, and he's just out in the jungle with his boys herding snakes.
He's still trying to
and-
find himself.
Yeah,
he's
but-
away
but-
from
Yep.
society.
But he's not given the evil gritting Rambo look yet. But
Yeah.
he's just like, I got a snake. I'm going to make some money. And he's got his little boat. And,
So then he gets back, and that's his job. But yeah, he's got a boat, takes transports up and down the river, and here show up these missionaries, and
Oh my god. And this is where like this movie is a whole exploration of extremes. Okay.
Right.
So you've got this extreme violence situation happening in the country. And then you've got the other extreme of like the do-gooders from a Colorado like pastor group
yeah.
of Christians that want to do good here.
And they don't care that they're going into like a very dangerous area because they're protected.
Oh yeah.
Well, one guy was even like, I've already been there 5 times. I know what I'm doing.
I know what I'm doing.
They are like we
Apparently he didn't go that deep.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's like,
he went like on the very edge of where shit gets
he
fucked up.
touched his toe across the line and was like, see, I've been to Burma.
Well, this is
I've been to
dangerous.
Burma.
It's sort of dangerous.
Yeah.
I think he put his toe in the water, and he's like, "This water
Right.
counts as Burma, right?" So I've
Yeah,
been in
yeah.
a dangerous
Totally.
part. Yeah,
Let's help some people right
but yeah, they are so we're just trying to help the villagers in this area, but very nonviolent. We're here just to help, and
Killing is not the answer.
even though there's these really evil, fucked up military people that are fucking killing anybody, we'll just tell them, we'll show them the Bible, and they won't hurt us, right?
God will protect us.
Yeah. And so we're already setting up. Like,
Right.
come on. Spoiler alert. Yeah, no.
shit don't happen the way they want.
The military goes, we give two shits about whatever you're preaching, but you are American. You'll make sweet ass hostages. Let's just get to it. There's no way they're convincing. Stop killing all these people. Can you we're cool, right? No, they get
This is
two
the
shits.
ongoing line or theme of the entire movie. You're not gonna change anything.
Yeah,
But it does.
I swear
Alright.
that's
Do
half
we-
his dialogue is what you just said.
Do we got to do this Stallone because I think it's more of a you ain't gonna change nothing.
well, he
he
didn't say
talks.
nothing. He said
Or anything.
you're not changing anything. But no, he takes some convincing because the lead pastor guy comes up to him, tries to rent his boat. He's like, no. He just shuts the motherfucker down.
Fuck off.
I ain't doing
Right.
it. Not for hire. Blah. And then you get Julie Benz from
Dexter's wife or floating tub wife.
yeah, exactly.
Dexter's tub wife. What do you
Dexter-
call her?
Dexter's-
Jawbreaker.
That can we just call her tub wife the rest of this
I
episode?
guess.
All right.
I guess.
I was
yeah.
I was gonna try to give her props for at least Jawbreaker.
I guess, but to
That
me,
was
she'll always be tub wife. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
fair,
All right.
fair.
But yeah, no, she is like the most emotionally connective one, where she appeals to him and finally
She's
convinces
kind of flirting, not overly, but just it'd be really cool if you could help us
her.
out.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I mean she's got the most empathetic and believable situation
But she's
here.
still turning on the charm.
Yeah.
She's turning on the
Yeah.
charm. He finally begrudgingly agrees that
Yeah.
he's going to take them upriver into
But they
the
follow-
war zone.
But they follow his fucking rules.
That's right.
Yeah. That's the one kind of deal. It's but you listen to me, all right? I'm going to tell you what, don't
Yeah.
fucking, and of course, as they think they're better than most people, they don't follow his rules at all.
However, though, as they go along, when he begrudgingly agrees and goes, you do find out he never accepted the money that they were going to pay
Of
him.
course, it's Rambo.
Because it's Rambo.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
not about money.
I'm trying to do a good thing. But anyway,
You can
no.
tell he's involved with the script and directing because it's so again Rambo not take money. It's just so.
It is
basic.
kind of like a weak,
Yeah.
I don't want to do this thing, but I'm going to do it sort of scenario. And they get into the plot. And so he's taking them upriver, and they get a little bit up the ways, and some of them are trying to talk to him, whatever. But they get up to a point in the river where it's dangerous, and they got to shut off the lights.
Yeah, it's
because
nighttime, and they're going by.
They're going by a
river pirates.
river
Yeah.
pirate
Yeah.
little campground, whatever.
Which again, he literally tells them, don't say a fucking word. And hey, we don't know the area. This motherfucker driving the boat knows the area. If he's telling me that, I'm gonna shut the fuck up.
yeah.
Or dickhead pastor dude who they're still right near there goes, okay, so are we safe now, or what was that? Can you not fucking listen
Yeah.
to
Shut the fuck
instructions?
up and
Yeah.
keep your heads down.
At least Dexter's tub wife has the smarts to, because she's and this plays into stuff as well. She's the only woman and this is a foreshadowing
bad.
where she puts on a hat
Mm-hmm.
and tries to hide behind a couple of the dudes as shit's going down.
Yeah, because of course the not quiet talking as they were told to shut the fuck up alerts fucking pirate
Right.
patrol boat.
Yeah, they get
rolls up there.
2/3 the way past, and
Yeah.
then suddenly, alerted, and boat rolls up.
And I love the casting because if you closed your eyes and thought of the most ratty, dirty ass looking fucking river pirates, that's the motherfuckers that cast.
Oh, yeah,
it.
no.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
there's probably 10 teeth among the 5 of them. It's
easily.
just no teeth and that squirmy I'm gonna do some dirty shit.
Yeah.
They just look
and they're
fucked up.
obviously wearing garb that they've just stolen off random bodies and shit.
dirty and
just-
sweaty,
Yeah,
everything. So, of course, they stop the boat and they
Yep.
start yelling. And of course, Stallone speaks their language, so he's the only one that can communicate. And just pretty much
he's trying to be polite. He's
he's
trying
just hands up, whatever you want, I'll give you whatever money we have. Just don't bother. We're
Let us
we're-
pass.
Yeah, we're sorry for being in y'all's territory. We'll do everything. And they're pirates. I mean, I give
Yeah.
two shits. And then they notice the dude with the hat ain't a dude in a hat.
Right.
And then they're like, oh, well,
Give us the woman.
And they say, bring that bitch on our boat now. The whore over there. They're already, their intentions immediately
Yeah.
as how they're referencing. and it's getting pretty tense. And like Rambo eyes the situation. Now there's one dude that is set up with the fucking gun like on the
I
boat.
just call them 50 cals. Those like
Yeah,
big,
but he's
heavy,
set up.
Yeah,
But he's not hands on the trigger.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
And Rambo's like, this dumb motherfucker. And
He's looking
dummy.
around.
And everybody
Yep.
else is kind of like, nobody really. One dude has a gun out, but most part,
Yeah.
It's
they're
just
not
basically
hands on the fucking
the
trigger.
leader has his gun pointing where he's talking, and that's about
Yeah,
it.
and Rambo being Rambo, you know, he figured out the situation pretty quick. And where most human beings pull out a gun, bam, 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 you know, in a pretty quick motion. Rambo swiftly, with a handgun, mind you,
With a 45 that has
Right.
Like,
eight
as-
plus 1 rounds.
as quick as literally all the pirates are dead, and then in the span of half a second,
Yeah.
as he's fucking Rambo.
All right, I'm sorry, but like when I saw that scene the first time, I fucking freaked the shit out because he quick drew and he fucking shot like da 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 da, like every one of them.
Oh yeah,
like,
he definitely double tapped as well.
But that's what I'm saying.
The whole way through.
And we're talking in such a quick, like, I was like, did they enter the part of the River Matrix that you're allowed to bend rules? Because that right there, you're like, oh, it's Rambo. He shoots faster than everybody else.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Right.
Whatever the capability is of the gun he has, it doesn't matter. It'll be better for him.
He
Yes.
what? Yeah, he's a professional killer.
Yeah.
I mean, we all
Right.
know Rambo at
So
this
yeah,
point.
he fucking kills all the pirates. And here's the weird thing.
Murders
They're not
the
that far
fuck out
away,
of him.
by the way, from the area the pirates hang out. But apparently gunshots go unnoticed. Or they just assumed, I guess the other pirates like, oh, the patrol's shooting a bunch of motherfuckers.
Well, maybe they only had
Yeah.
one boat, so the other ones are
Maybe
like,
that's
oh
the
shit.
two, yeah.
That's all you can hope for.
What
at
am I
least,
gonna
you know,
do?
yeah.
But of course, right after that, I mean, these motherfuckers are going to do whatever they have to Dexter's tub wife, and then they're probably going to kill everybody on that boat. So Rambo saved their fucking lives. The main dude, not appreciative at fucking all.
Right.
Because he pretty much now is,
We don't kill.
we don't kill, and just so much just berating Rambo like a
Right.
child who fucking stole. Like, that's a no, we don't do that. We don't do that. And just like, you know, you drop us off and you get the hell out of our lives. Like, it's like, dude, I know you don't speak their language, but they were going to murder all you motherfuckers
and put
Right.
your
And-
heads on pikes or some shit, right?
and
Well,
do
yeah.
more than just murder her. Okay, they were gonna do a lot of shit.
They're
and
gonna
then
rape her
murder.
20 times.
Exactly.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said something like that where he like
You know what
finally
a train
grabbed him.
is?
Well, he finally grabbed him and was basically like, by now they would have raped her 20 times and chopped her fucking head off. You
Yeah.
know, to just
And you believe it because
Yeah.
again, the casting was those guys looked like guys that would have raped her 20 times
Right.
and chopped her head off. Like, it, yeah, holy
very much
shit.
so.
But
It wasn't like a very spray tanned Brolin or something on a boat that they just dressed dirty. It
Yeah.
was like legit dudes from the area. You know.
so
So that was the first
That was-
Rambo action scene.
yep,
Yes.
yep.
And it was a quick and brutal and brilliant fucking like execution, and I
For sure.
In case you were
loved it so
questioning,
hard.
in case you were questioning, because you know the last Rambo movie before this was Rambo 3, which was I think 90, 89, somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
And that
So
was
it's been a
straight
while.
up canon film, basically.
It's
Oh,
it's
for sure.
fucking dog shit. But it's been a while since we've seen Rambo, and
True.
you know he still has muscle. He wears a lot of baggy clothes in this movie to kind of represent like
The area.
there might have been
yeah.
a few years
there might have been
of
30 years.
yeah. He might have had a lot of rights in
About-
that period of time. Gained a
You
little.
know.
That's not
But
all muscle
I-
under those baggy
But
pants.
I don't
and
know
shirts.
because around then too, not too long after that, wasn't that the Expendables? Not too long after that as well. And he's
yeah, I think
maybe
that's-
he wasn't quite
his-
prepped
I
for
would
this
say his
one.
workout regimen, I think, picked up
Yeah.
a little bit after this movie, and then
Because
you
Stallone
see the
has
results.
always been cock diesel when it comes down to it.
Well,
it's just
no.
a matter of how
Well,
Tony
yeah, he's got
is.
that like if you microwaved a hot dog too long look with the
Oh, for
muscles,
sure.
you know, or like you're like shit, I bribed fucking it's all
It's all squidgy.
yeah, yeah.
It's the same
That's-
thing.
that's
Squidgy
the-
Stallone.
It's the same thing as
Squidgy
Clint
Stallone.
Eastwood's face now.
Exactly, but he wasn't. You could tell he wasn't at that level of the Expendables yet. So he's just
Okay,
wearing baggy
yeah.
shirts. Yeah,
Well,
there's
I think
torture
all-
scenes with the shirt off. Like,
Right.
yeah.
I think
Right.
also it was intentional. They wanted to get away from like the oiled up, like buff body from.
for at least one movie, because they go back to Expendables and it's oiled up, buff body bullshit. So.
Yeah.
Well, for this one, he wanted to go back as close as he could to First Blood in theme, as opposed to having the action movies
Well,
of
he
2
did
and 3.
technically wear a baggy in First Blood.
Well, this one, again, to move away from Rambo 3, where in Rambo 3, we're introduced to him in the gloved, spiked battles, where it's very much Rambo's, a martial arts expert. And in this, he does no karate, no martial arts at all. It is all
He's not
him
that
with
flexible
weapons.
anymore.
Yeah, it's all him with weapons in this one, all right? There's
Well, not
a-
all with weapons, because he does do a throat thing later.
He
That's
yes, that
true,
is
which
true.
is one
but
of
that's
the-
the closest we get to any kind of hand-to-hand combat. They made sure there's not a lot of him moving through briskly. Like, he is very much, I have a weapon,
It's true.
over and over again. There's not any hand-to-hand, all right?
Well, now he's in his
there's a hand to throat, I guess.
50s, 60s, or whatever he's supposed to be.
That's true.
In any
Well,
case,
and let's be honest, the action movies have moved away from the martial arts thing as a go-to for a lot, unless you're Jason Statham.
Yeah.
So,
well, yeah, everything now
the
is
Americanized ones.
well, yeah,
If you
Everything
start
now
watching
is-
stuff from other countries,
Oh,
like the
yeah,
Raid,
yeah.
stuff
True,
like that,
yeah.
who have embraced the shit out of hand-to-hand combat with some weapons. So
sure, absolutely.
In any case, yes, they make it through this obstacle, and he does deliver them to the shore where they hook up with the trackers from the rebels, right?
Right.
That are going to take them in country to where they need to go help whatever village, and he stays with the boat because they got their trackers and everything, and they go off and do their thing. He goes back.
Yeah. He cleans up the mess.
He goes back.
Yeah.
He goes back to the boat that he fucked
Could-
up everybody.
Covers the bodies,
cleans
if
up
you
the
will.
mess, burns the boat, goes
Yeah.
back to his life, and then we have the sequence.
Well, right before that, they established the villagers are very, very excited to have these missionaries there.
Absolutely.
So there's each missionary is working with some of the kids, and it's almost like the
One's
end
a
of,
dentist.
yeah, one's a
Right.
dentist. It's
One's
like the end.
teaching like
It's
English
like the missionaries were the
or Bible
stone-
studies.
Or the missionaries were like the equivalent of the stones at the end of Temple of Doom. That once you bring the stones back, the village got all bright and everything started getting
Right,
happy.
right.
That's what the missionaries were in this. Is that now they're here, things are so much better. It's awesome. And you're like, oh well, good.
Honestly,
I guess mission complete. Rambo can leave. Everything's good. I know there's still an hour and 10 left of this movie, but I'm just gonna assume
Yeah,
everything
we're,
is
we're
just
only in the first
peachy
20 to
keen.
30
Yeah.
minutes of the movie.
Yeah,
at
I
this
guess
point,
I
so
thought
it's-
Rambo's kill count
Now,
would
that
have been a
would
lot
be
higher in this movie, but I
right.
guess where are the credits? Or
That would actually be a funny,
Yes.
really funny internet edit where it's just like
Yep.
they drop them down and you have the scene where they're teaching the Bible studies and the fucking dentist and all that shit. And it's just like everyone's happy. Credits.
yeah,
That shit would make me laugh for days.
but
However-
we still have an hour 10 minutes of this movie,
Right.
And as have been established at the beginning of the movie, yeah, we got some fucked up evil military motherfuckers.
Bad
that
So
people-
the general, I don't remember his name, but
I don't think it matters.
I'm basically just gonna call him Pol Pot, okay? Because he's awful.
yeah, he's just grumpy face. Like he's
Yeah.
He's an angry dude that
he's
wants
just
to
angry all
murder
the time.
everybody.
He's just
He,
like,
he
I would be-
apparently has Napoleon complex because he looks like the shortest out of all those motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah, he's tiny.
You know.
And again, I think this is all on purpose. Like,
Oh, for
yeah.
sure.
Like, there's different dictators around the world. They kind of are like, okay, make him short, make him like just like someone farts in his face all the time, looking like just that kind of like he is pissed off and short and ready to just take it out on anybody that's not wearing a military uniform.
What's
Yeah.
hilarious is that as evil as they portray him, they keep trying to one-up it, and we'll get into that later. However, you know what I'm talking about. But so he and his boys show up in this village,
And fuck.
and
Everything up.
holy shit!
And coming back around to the big village massacre that we were referencing.
Kids getting thrown in fires.
Exactly.
Moms getting killed. Fucking limbs being cut left and right. Like,
missionaries being bayoneted,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
I
whatever.
think one of them lost their head, as in,
Yeah.
and I don't mean he couldn't find anymore. Like, it exploded into, several hundred pieces everywhere.
I remember one where one of the missionaries has a kid, hands it off to like another, not the one you were talking about, but hands it off. He starts running, and then you hear a gunshot, but you see the mother start falling, but you see the exit wound out of the kid.
Yep. Yeah.
You're just like, oh fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
It's
So
it is the
there's a
kind
reason
of,
we don't cover this movie on Scotty's other podcast, Geek Fathers.
Yeah,
with
that-
scenes like that, I don't think this is a Geek Fathers material.
No,
they
Not the
intentionally
ideal, no.
dialed the vibe. Like, honestly, I feel like the filmmakers here were trying the best they could to figure out where the line was between rated R and rated NC-17X.
I like how you said filmmakers. Like there was anybody besides Stallone, because he wrote. I mean, yes, he had somebody else help write it, but he fucking directed the shit. I'm
was
pretty
about to
sure
say,
he produced the shit. I'm pretty sure
If it wasn't him, it would have got NC-17 easily.
Oh yeah,
Easily.
Right.
But like, I feel like at this point in time, like, I've seen a lot of violent movies from the 70s on,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
even before, but like, I've seen some violent ass movies. For this to be a mainstream movie released in theaters,
it's kind of crazy.
I
Yeah.
could not believe the level of violence I saw on screen.
I had heard rumors about like, oh man, it's pretty fucking crazy. I was still expecting like the scene at the end of the movie when he grabs the 50 cal. That's like your most hard. No, it's throughout the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's literally this movie as if you were watching Save a Private Ryan at the opening sequence. You went,
Yeah.
I like this, but it's only 10 minutes. Can we get it an hour 45 of just
that?
the opening sequence of
Right.
Save a Private Ryan?
It's pretty
That's all I
much
want.
that.
Like
It's close,
But
yeah.
could you involve more women and children? Because that was the
Yeah.
one thing missing from the opening scene in Save a Private Ryan was there was enough women and children being murdered in that
Not so
opening
many
sequence.
soldiers that are actually in active duty
Yeah.
doing their jobs.
Yeah. But can you just make that into a full movie? That's
How about
what we
all
want,
the
right?
collateral damage shown on screen?
Seriously.
Is Stallone going, I didn't write that part. I didn't. No, that was the other guy.
Yeah.
That was the other guy that wrote that.
Do you think in the script it's like, and arm gets cut off and limb comes off?
Right.
Or was that just while they're filming? Like, obviously they had to set up ahead of time, like, all right, so I want 10 limbs off in this scene. I want 8 heads getting exploded in this. Like, what was the ratio?
I need 5 people burned alive
Yeah.
during this
Well,
sequence.
the kid being thrown in because, usually they would have some type of dolls for most children in action scenes anyways. Was it a total ad lib or it's meant to be goofy to be like, I threw a kid in the fire, and they just kept it?
Or yeah, like, or is that okay? Like they stop quote unquote filming. The guy's like, I'm just gonna throw this dummy in the fire. And they went, all right, we're keeping that in, but now it's a child.
That's amazing.
Camera C caught a great angle on that one. We're keeping it.
Yeah.
It's like, shit.
So yes,
Actually, they had to shoot that scene 17 times, and they had to keep throwing that kid in the fire.
all right, here
Gotta
we go
get it
then.
right. Gotta get the kid in the fire right.
But tragically, the missionaries were not protected by all their good deeds, and as I brought up earlier, the militia's like, oh shit, Americans, cha-ching, because Americans make the best sausages because the people will pay for them.
Got to make that money.
Yeah, so
Yeah, they killed half of them, but they saved
they were like,
half
yeah,
of them for
look,
hostages.
we still have
Right.
a few for hostages. I mean, yeah, like we got an arm, we can't do anything with that, but there's a full missionary here and a full missionary here. So yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, then they're captured, and then I'm not sure. I guess they were supposed to contact, I guess, the head of the church at some point, and then when that doesn't happen, he then
It's been a few
realized
days.
He assumes, all right, he's like, all right, you know what? Obviously, my missionaries have been captured. Now, if he's so sure that they're captured, why the fuck did he send them there in the first place? Because he's like,
Right.
I know they never contacted me. I know that there's a situation going on because I don't think there was any contact from the military group on that they
Right.
have hostages. Just the main dude for the church is like,
Well,
they've been captured. We know.
It's
Come on.
2 weeks later.
Yeah.
Is it a full time? They made
It's
it sound it was only a few days, but
No,
maybe
it's been a couple weeks. I haven't heard from them in a couple.
Okay,
a couple
okay,
weeks
fair
or
enough.
something.
So fair enough on that line. But let me still make this claim. Two things. One, the head dude that comes to see Rambo about this says that he had trouble with the American embassy and the Burmese embassy, whatever it may be. It would have taken a lot longer than 2 weeks, which is part of the reason why he's there. But
Well,
you still wouldn't have
He
gotten
could
a
have 2
decent
weeks where
answer.
he's like, please, and they're like, no, they shouldn't have gone in there. That was a restricted area. They're fucked.
Basically.
Yeah, and so pretty much what the both governments say is,
Yeah, what are you doing?
what,
Why did you do that?
Why did you do that? Like,
What?
yeah.
Huh?
How'd you even get up there? Oh, random snake guy gave you a ride in his boat, and yeah, you're fucked. Yeah, you guys are fucked. Sorry.
Exactly. But just the whole time lapse thing I thought was funny, what leads into the machete making time lapse scene.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Which is right after he finds out, because I'm just like, there's no way you made that within a few hours.
we
bro.
learned
Come
that
on.
apparently Rambo has a monopoly on trips up the river because then this dude from the church literally
Right, which
hires
leads into what I-
all
sorry,
these
I jumped ahead,
mercenaries. All these mercenaries who are going to find the missionaries and get them out, and they're like, "Hey, man." You know you're the only one with a boat, apparently.
Yeah.
Like,
Well-
how do y'all? How's
Well,
this
he
village
does
next to the
say that they
river
went
only
through
have one
you,
boat?
and you know where you dropped them off.
Yeah, but still,
But
it also
he's-
seems like
he's
it's
the
also
only-
like you're like the only guy that really has like a working
Right.
boat or
Can you
one
just
that can
tell
hold.
us where you dropped them off, and we'll get it.
Maybe he has the biggest boat because literally it does fit like 10 or like 15 people in it.
He's
so.
the only badass white dude
Is that
that
what it is?
speaks the same language as the
Basic-
American
yeah,
guy that doesn't.
yeah.
There's a few
It's
other people to
bad.
ask, but you see.
Now-
You kind of have the ends, bro.
I also kind of want a backstory on this like preacher situation, because he's the head honcho, and apparently not only has he sent people into Burma a bunch of times, but now he has mercenary contacts. Who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True. It's like, what'd you do? Call 1-800-mercenary? I mean, like,
Yeah, I mean, he just went through Blackwater, 1-800-Blackwater, just like, cool, like, and of course, god damn it, if you have, and you could almost like write this scene yourself of the top guy is pretty much Bill
Mouthy.
Paxton pre-landing on the planet.
Right.
I am the baddest motherfucker. I ain't scared of shit. I will
Right.
rescue these fucking colonists from their virginity.
Mixed
type
with
thing.
Jason Statham because he's a badass
Yeah.
British guy.
But he's
Yeah.
but he needs to let us all know. It's not, look, you get to some of the badasses, they ain't say shit. And you're like, that's a motherfucker you need to watch out. But the guys that hype their own shit up like, I'll fucking do anything. Like, yeah, you know what? You're gonna be the person that's gonna be a little bitch in the next fucking scene because you're already hyping your shit up.
Yeah.
A la Bill Paxton's character in Aliens.
Oh, yeah.
Who as soon as shit went down, game over, man. That's this dude, all right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and he made it perfectly clear. It was for the money, and he did not give a fuck about nothing else.
Yeah, I don't care about religion. I don't care about shit. Like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
for the money. I don't fucking care. My boys will go in there. Fuck these, I don't care how many people are in there. Like,
Yeah.
and he was talking
Yeah.
shit to Rambo. Like,
oh yeah, and he, because he thinks
you drive
Rambo-
the boat, motherfucker.
Well, he
The
doesn't
boat
know.
man.
He
He's the
doesn't.
boat
Yeah, he
man.
calls him the boat man. He doesn't realize, as we all in the audience know, Rambo's a badass motherfucker. So
Right.
he's like, this fucking piece of shit boat dude. Just do your fucking job and take us there. Just talking shit.
I've seen the 1,000-yard stare before.
Yeah.
It doesn't do nothing to me.
And what's is, and this is now
God
the
damn.
second time Rambo's taking motherfuckers up the river, and then the
And they're just
entire boat
dog
ride
shitting him, man.
just talking shit the entire
Yeah.
time. Like, and Rambo's like, I could kill every one of you motherfuckers blindfolded,
Right.
all right? But yeah, so
But a bit of foreshadowing too, where sniper dude, schoolboy,
he kind of
he's trying to be cool with them.
Well, no, he recognized. He's like that look in his eyes. This dude,
Yeah.
like he's the only one that like everybody else is like, yeah, that guy's a piece of shit. Fuck the boat guy. Like they're all just talking. And that
Yeah.
one sniper guy's like,
Oh, no,
I'm
you're
a sniper,
cool.
so I know how to look in people's eyes and I know who they really are.
Oh, that's right.
And
Yeah,
he-
I forgot about
and
his little speech
he's
with that
looked,
too.
He's
Yeah.
looked in Rambo's eyes and he knows that dude is not someone to be trifled with. All
Right.
right, like he
But so he's
could
like, we're
fuck-
cool, right, bro?
Yeah.
We're cool.
Yeah, and it's just funny, like so stereotypical that the sniper guy, because you look in someone's eyes right before you take him out, like that kind of like generic action movie, military movie bullshit. Of course, he's the one that's like, I see it in his eyes. All right, whatever, man.
but it's a Rambo movie, so it fucking works.
Yeah.
You know,
Goddamn right.
Like he was the only one that had access to all the other Rambo movies. He's like, dude, he's like fucking taking out like whole armies before, guys. You know, like he's the only one that knows.
Right.
But, well, I mean, these mercenaries, they're obviously going to be successful. I mean, they're mercenaries. They're not going to bitch out and get overwhelmed, right? I mean, they get to the
they
spot.
can take
No,
on
of
the
course
world.
not. They get to the town. They get a tracker. They
well,
get to the town.
Rambo gets them to the spot, and then, of course, he's like, I'm going with you. And they're like, no.
Yeah.
no, you're
No.
the boatman. You
You're
stay
a
with the boat.
fucking boat. Really? Like, look, man, like, if we need to know how to tie a rope or some shit, but besides
Yeah.
that, stay with the fucking boat. you
Oh,
know?
and they meet up. It's a couple of the rebels that are going to lead them into that.
Exactly.
They actually meet up with the rebels.
It's like, it's two dudes, like
Yeah.
one dude and like a kid.
yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
are you fucking shitting me?
But the funny part is too is that if you ever notice, which is probably part of the reason why the mercenaries were like, "You stay on the boat, man." Rambo doesn't grab a gun,
No,
but he
doesn't.
does grab something else.
That's right.
his go-to.
That's
Well,
right.
there's two Rambo go-tos when not holding a gun, and that's his fucking big ass
Big-ass
fucking
knife.
knife and bow and arrow time.
That's
Goddamn
right.
right.
Well, and the knife thing was also what I was talking about, like him like hammering on like making a brand new machete and everything, and all of a sudden it's ready to go for this trip. From like the way they do the, and it may have been a different one, but the way they do the cutscenes, it's like in this one evening he makes this ultimate machete and then meets up with a bunch of mercenaries.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, cool,
I mean, I guess you
But-
could do that. You can cool that shit down. But yeah.
but well,
Anyway,
Hollywood,
anyway.
Hollywood.
yeah.
But yeah, I guess there's a scene where the mercenaries get to a point where they're watching another. It's racing time again.
They make it back to the village that just got demolished,
right? Yeah.
where the missionaries were, and then the
Fucking-
game starts again, if you will.
Yeah, they go.
Fucking-
They
yeah.
go down a ways a
There's
little bit.
dead
and
bodies everywhere. They're all holding their noses and shit. And then, a truck pulls up and they offload a bunch of villagers and they start doing the minefield game
yeah.
again.
Right.
Time for bets and racing and,
they're-
exploding
and-
body parts.
Of course, they're like, oh man, there's a bunch of them and they got a fucking mounted gun on that thing. Let's just keep quiet as they do this thing. However, someone doesn't keep quiet
Yep.
because suddenly motherfuckers start getting arrowed in the face.
Like everywhere. Like, let me just say
Again,
Go ahead.
So, I'm sorry.
No, go for it.
Like the gun, Rambo does things faster than any other human being on Earth, and
he has honed his skills, if you will.
because those
He's like
arrows-
Legolas. He's like Legolas.
Pretty
There
much,
you
yeah.
go. Yes,
But
that's
Legolas wasn't a human. He had
Fantasy
special,
creature.
fantasy with special abilities. This is a human being, but literally, it's not one arrow. Wait a little bit. Another arrow. Wait. It's arrow, reaction, arrow, react, arrow. Like it's literally bam, bam, bam. And I'm like, how fucking fast is he fucking doing it? And why is nobody after the first arrow being like, let's not get hit by fucking arrows? But that's not a decision we can. Yeah,
exactly.
Well, he was shooting them so fast. They
Yeah.
had no time
They
to
had no
react.
time. They're like, oh shit, like they got arrow out.
and the fact
Let's
that
get cover. Oh,
Yeah.
I got an arrow in my face.
and the last guy gets hit with the arrow, falls like because also apparently impact in this movie hits you a lot harder than in the real world.
Yeah.
Because you definitely see a body flying being hit with an arrow, but it's enough force to lift him into the air, and then he lands on one of the mines to, of course, have a big body explosion
Yeah.
and guts go everywhere. So,
All right.
because Rambo.
Cause Rambo. So we get our mercenaries and their feeble attempt to fucking save the missionaries.
All right, hold on. I gotta say,
All right.
there's a at some point right around here, there's a flashback sequence where there's a really good line that Rambo mutters because I mean that's all of his dialogue. He's
Yeah,
just
it's-
muttering. He's just like,
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah, baby boy.
So I'm gonna do my best impression.
All right, here we
Oh,
go.
Lord.
You know as you are. What you're made of war. War's in your blood. Don't fight it. You didn't kill for your country. You killed for yourself. God's gonna never make that go away. When you're pushed, killing is easy as breathing.
That's when he's dreaming when the pastor shows up to recruit him.
I think
to
that's
go
what it
find
is.
the missionaries.
No,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
that's what it was.
That's what it was.
That
He was asleep and having the flashbacks from like all the other movies.
But that is by
and,
far the most dialogue he says.
and it's all
in
dialogue.
any of the movie, yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
dialogue from the other movies.
Yeah,
It's
and
not even the
this
current
is
dialogue.
includes when Dexter's tub wife is kind of trying to flirt with him. It's that's how I feel. Like it's still a couple words. Like
Right.
he has said more in that one segment than he was when this chick that's like, "Hey, it'd be kind of cool."
Oh,
if you help
he
us
does.
out."
He does say, "I'm from Arizona.
Yeah,
I think I have a dad there."
Yes.
But all right. Missionaries go
yeah,
in.
we're going back. Let's
So
go
they-
forward here. Let's
they-
go forward.
we're back to the
As
rescue
we
op.
all knew those non-Rambo motherfuckers were gonna do because look, there's only one fucking Rambo in this movie. Everybody
right.
else is incompetent as fuck. And guess what? Those mercenaries incompetent as fuck.
Well, they're trained, but they're not trying. Like they make a statement.
They're not
earlier.
ready for 100-man army.
Yeah, no.
Oh yeah,
They're
Yeah.
like
Sniper
we're,
does his job.
We're
I give
like
props to
five
the
guys. We ain't taking on an army. This is an in and out
Yep.
situation. Like they're trying to save their own skins. You know, like
It's in and out, except they're using explosions. And most armies, when explosions are used, will come to see what the reason for the explosion, not go, oh shit, that hut over there exploded. Well, there's somebody else over there that can check that shit out, right? We don't need to investigate this, right? Like,
Nah.
Yeah.
for them being stealth and using explosions as part of their stealth, we're in and out. These guys suck at their job, all right?
Wait a minute. What explosion? Wait a minute. What explosion was used for the stealth? What do you mean?
When they're going in to pull them out, and then
They don't
like,
use explosions in there.
Is that Rambo then?
no,
That's not until after they're already being chased.
That's
Okay.
later.
Okay.
However,
Yeah.
you're talking about that. There's a good premonition because on their way into the village where they're being kept, they do walk past an old, gigantic World War II
goddamn it.
unexploded bomb.
Yes.
And they explain that. They goes, "What is that?" And you're like, "Oh, that's from World War II. It's been
Yeah,
sitting
it was
there.
an English drop from World War II that
It's
never
a-
exploded.
dud, quote quote."
An
like,
unexploded bomb from World War II.
I forgot.
Oh, you
about
know that's
that.
just gonna
no,
come back into
man.
play.
And actually, Groots and I, we were talking about this yesterday. I totally brought this one up. Like, I was like, oh, the episode.
So yeah, we'll get back into that. But yeah, premonition. They walk past that. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's what that is. And they keep
no
on
reason
going.
to worry about that. Again, we'll not come
Yeah.
back to that at all.
Never. Nope.
Oh man.
So, but no, what they do is they
So they-
steal the truck from the military dudes that Rambo just killed,
Yeah,
and that's how they sneak into the camp.
Right.
right.
And they drop off dudes at certain point because it's nighttime now.
Yeah, that's right.
So that's something to clarify.
Oh,
Because
shit.
that was part of their whole conversation was why they weren't killing them initially was because, well, if we try to shoot them, they're just going to get on the radio or go back.
Well, because main badass too is like, I ain't here to fucking fight an army. Like it's always stressed
Right.
that like,
Yeah.
Right.
like the minute they see too much like firepower, they're fucking
yeah,
out.
they're like, fuck this.
Yeah.
No,
Like this dude's badass unless he
All right.
actually has to do
so,
shit.
but they take the truck in, and it's nighttime, and they're
All right,
they
hold
have
on
a
one
strategy.
second. Hold on one second. I got my time frame fucked up. All right, so they found the bomb before they got to the village, before the minefield
and
game.
I apologize. We have hopped around a little bit on
Yeah,
timing
we have.
here. Yeah, sorry.
I wanted to
We're putting
say
more attention in this movie than the editors, the director.
No, I know, I know.
yeah,
anybody.
that's true.
However,
that's true.
I just want to say real quick, one of the best quotes of the movie happens after he fucking like arrows all those motherfuckers and saves the day, and then he's got like the mercenaries with their guns in his face, and he puts his arrow in the main dude's face, and he's like, "Any of you guys want to shoot? Now's the time. There isn't one of us that wants to be somewhere else, but this is what we do. Who we are. Live for nothing or die for something.
I forgot
Your
about
call."
that one. Yeah,
God,
that's
he just bear hugs the fuck out of every goddamn like stereotype. Like,
Yep.
you know, you've been through the shit. Like,
But that's that's kind of his catchphrase. He's used that in other Rambo movies,
exactly,
though,
yeah,
hasn't
and
he? Yeah, that's
and
what I
he has
thought.
to remind the audience that he's Rambo, all right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's been a while. I mean, again, Rambo 3, 90, this one, 2008.
Yeah.
He's got to remind people, remember, Rambo was badass at
you
one
know what?
time.
I just thought of another reason why he wasn't shirtless in this one. Stallone is actually heavily tattooed and didn't want to worry about the special effects makeup.
All right.
I just remembered that.
I
But
don't know
Rambo
if-
can't bust out some fucking tattoos.
tattoo awareness
well, you know,
with Rambo
I-
after 18
I can
years.
see,
Come on, bro.
I can see him with the long hair, and I can see him with, killing motherfuckers left right. But him with tattoos, I'm out, dude. I'm fucking out.
I mean, did he want to confuse his tattoos with Burmese, like in the jungle tattoos, compared to U.S. like
Yeah.
in a tattoo shop tattoos? I don't know, but
I don't know if it really matters. I don't know if any of the audience went, wait a second. I was buying this up till I saw some fucking ink.
No,
right?
I think
Right.
he was embracing the fact that his character was legitimately supposed to be 20 years older
Yeah.
from the last movie.
fair, no,
Yeah.
and fair,
Which is
yeah,
fine.
that's
And
Or-
the microwaved hot dog body just probably wouldn't really communicate that.
True.
So-
the Squidgy Stallone. That's gonna be my go-to now.
So let's get back to the fact that like they actually get a plan together to like raid this compound.
Well, not even
Okay.
raid it. They have a way to be stealth. This is where
It's
the
a-
stealth
yeah,
part
no,
comes
it's
Y'all
a-
in.
going
it's
so much. It's just they fuck it up, man.
No, it's about stealth. They got the sniper. They've got guys that are going to go in and like go get the hostages and all that shit. And they're actually doing a pretty good job for a
Overall,
good bit.
Oh, well, what is it? They basically go in, they jump off the trucks at different times.
Yeah.
They go find everybody they need to. Like, they kind of, and a couple, like, even decent stealthy kill scenes where, like, there's the one guy, because, the military's distracted in this one hut where they have, like, the lady dancers and they're just getting drunk and shit like that.
Oh, no. They're bad guys, okay? So, yes, lady dancers / rapey party. All right, remember?
Rapey party of
yeah.
15-year-old
I wasn't gonna go there.
hostages.
Yeah,
Yes.
because again, because we can't just say these guys are forcing these women to dance unwillingly, and you go, that's fucking evil. They go, and then after they do that, they're fucking raping them. Like,
Right.
God damn it!
Right.
Like, it's like they hit you over the head. How evil these motherfuckers are.
Exactly.
No, okay. All right. And to one up all the evil of the entire fucking movie, the evil ass fucking general.
I was about to
that-
say, you're about to jump ahead,
that,
but yes.
that
no.
has absolutely murdered everyone in the worst ways.
This part, this is like legit
He's
stomach
talking
turning.
to villages about how I will take your fucking eyes and tongues and shit and whatever. He can't just be that bad. No, he has to have captured little boy. He's a pedophile. He's apparently a pedophile
big
now.
old
And I'm
pedo.
like, oh my God.
It's
Did
like
he need to be any more
was
evil?
writing this and going,
No.
I don't know if he's bad enough. Like they just adding up to like the worst motherfuckers in the world.
Think of the worst dude ever,
Yeah.
and let's just go just a little bit
like
further,
like
man.
he was worried that somebody's gonna be like, well, maybe he has a reason. Maybe like he's trying to improve things, but it's through force. And he went, well, he's also a pedophile. Oh, fuck that guy. Like
Right.
there's in case there was anybody rationalizing
Right.
what he's doing. Let's just keep tagging on
Exactly.
shit.
What would be the next level of that? I can't even think of it. Like
Let's
what's
see.
worse than
we've,
pedophile?
we've got rapey, pedophilia,
Murder, like-
murder, like just grotesque murder.
Yeah, I mean, he's already ordered
Um,
babies thrown into fires. What is worse than any of
That's
these
what I'm
things?
saying.
Like,
Yeah.
the pedophile was like the next
Stallone
level.
made sure that you do not question that there's like, well, I guess he hasn't done. No, he did
There
that too.
is no
yeah.
gray area on who the bad guys are,
Yeah.
and even the good guys. There's really
I mean,
no
we didn't see
that
them
much.
having like villager stew, like where they're into cannibalism, but
Oh
Right.
yeah,
that might have been in the extended cut because that's
Yeah,
about the only thing I think that's
would have
missing.
preferred that over pedophilia. Of
Oh, no.
any
I
type.
don't think you understand.
You
He
know?
would have had that in along with everything else to emphasize how fucked
yeah,
up they
that,
are.
That could have been.
The only thing
fucked.
I can think of is that he would have had to just like burn down with a flamethrower like a puppy pound.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
what's
that
worse?
was again. That was a deleted scene where like with the village, there was the pound, and he goes, "Burn it all down." Like, but they're only little puppies.
like
yeah, you missed
what
that
didn't
part.
they
yeah.
cover? What
Burn
didn't
it,
what
burn it
didn't
all.
they cover?
Give me a
Anyway,
stool
yeah.
so I can see it burning.
So, but basically, I want to say that even the mercenaries at this point are kind of seeing what true douchey douche these people are. So, like, There's one that's beating a woman. He does a cool stealthy kill scene under one of the buildings with like a knife up in the throat, and he's pissed. He stabs him, but they basically get everybody out except for Dexter's tub wife.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because right before she gets out, she has to see one of her compatriots from the missionary group get eaten by a pig.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
yes,
And then-
yes.
'cause
They also do that. Yeah.
they
I
feed a
forgot.
dude to
Yeah.
a pig.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I forgot about
In
that.
case they weren't
Not
evil
just
enough.
feed him a
My
pig,
bad.
he's
This is-
hanging.
this
He
is
was
how-
alive, and
This
the
is how
pigs ate him
bonkers-
as he was
by the
alive.
way, this is how bonkers movies. So I forgot about the feeding the guy to the pig scene. That's how on over top piling on this movie is. I went, oh yeah, thank you for reminding me about the dude that gets eaten by pigs. I forgot about that scene on top of all the other fucked up shit that happens.
Right.
Yeah, so like one of the general's lieutenants grabs her out of her like area,
Her little pen area. for
brings
him.
her up to his place because apparently the general isn't interested in her.
So his lieutenant is.
So his lieutenant's like, I'm gonna get me some of this, and this is like the greatest brutal
Oh,
stupid
this is-
kill. This is awesome. I'm sorry, like because like just about the time he's gonna do.
He's monologuing right before he's about to do some fucked up shit to her
Oh
too.
yeah,
Right.
he's going
like,
down, and guess what? Motherfucking Rambo comes up slow
Oh man.
over him and just grabs him by the throat and rips the fucking
He
throat.
roadhouses.
He
fucking-
roadhouses
does.
him hard,
and
hard.
they do such a great squelch
Yeah.
noise with the.
Because he's so
Oh,
angry,
yeah.
like he's like Rambo's trembling with anger, like she was flirting with me. Now you're trying to, and like comes up with and just full of anger, and just
Right.
all of that is transferred to his hand in a grip that just rips out. There's not effort. He just grip, rip,
Yeah.
grip,
Yep.
rip. Like it's
But
it's pretty amazing.
I think it's maybe the greatest throat rip of all
it
cinema.
is.
really
I
is.
got to give you that. But unfortunately, what it does for a time is that it puts him rescuing her, who is the last missionary. They're officially behind meeting up with the rest of the crew now.
but yet
Right.
So there
she's
are,
with Rambo, so she has actually
yeah,
been
but
saved.
the rest of the missionaries, they're like, it's been 15 minutes or whatever. Fuck them.
yeah.
They're like, we got these other dudes. We'll still get paid. Let's go. So, but
Yeah.
Sniper Dude does come back. That's why I like Sniper Dude. Sniper Dude stuck with him.
Yeah.
He came back to help
It's
Rambo.
because he knows.
He knows.
I know there's like 10 of y'all, but Rambo equals like 30 of y'all.
Yeah.
I saw it in his eyes earlier. I don't know if y'all remember me talking about his eyes. I'm going to stay with that motherfucker.
Yep.
Y'all do whatever, but I want the guy that's literally defeated armies, all right?
And I also want to emphasize something else where it's another kill of the momentum apparently is so strong from a bullet that it lifts the body up and makes the head come clean off the body.
Yep.
Well, he was using a 50 cal, which is a anti-aircraft
True.
round, not meant to be used on people. So that will do
But
some
that would
serious
be
damage.
more that would be more of the head being gone, not actually being lifted into the air and then the head gone.
Correct. Yes. No,
So-
that will explode pieces of a body, but it won't necessarily lift a body.
All right.
Right.
So the mercenaries think we got who we could get out. We're
Everybody
success.
thinks they're
Let's
good.
get the fuck out of Dodge.
Rambo, Sniper, and Dexter's tub wife is a few minutes behind, but they're still on their way to the
Yeah.
meetup. Yeah.
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 And then,
But the camp wakes up
yep.
Yeah.
and there's dogs and there's soldiers everywhere and they are chasing and tracking all these people
Yeah, they
down,
are.
right?
Yeah.
And it's an atrocious amount of people. Like every scene up till then, we had seen this, group, and it seemed like a lot of, but like there must have been like
It's like nonstop.
it's
yeah.
so many motherfuckers. Like
Now
get
it's like
everybody.
500 of them. You
Yeah.
know?
Like
It's-
the village, the kids that they grabbed in the village, they like hit them with some shot that made them grow into full-grown soldiers
For
in
sure,
this span of
yeah.
time, because they are now tripled the level of what we saw anywhere else in the movie.
Yep.
And now they're all going after that because
Well, this is also home base too, but still,
it's still one
You
of those
had-
things
you
where
had
there's
no
an
concept.
atrocious amount of people.
you had
Yeah.
no concept of how many there were, and there's like 500 of these motherfuckers.
Right. So when they find out that they're being tracked, Rambo does what Rambo does. And he rips off a piece of Dexter's tub wife's shirt,
That's
ties
right.
it onto his shoe, and he's like, just keep going.
They'll smell
If-
this.
Then they'll smell, I'll lead them away. Do you have that claymore? Because Sniper had the
Yeah,
claymore.
and I was thinking, like, what's he gonna do with a claymore.
Right, which brings us back to World War II bomb. Hey.
Okay, now the logistics of this hurt my brain a little bit, but apparently this bomb has been sitting there for what? We're talking. They said it was from World War II.
60
Yeah.
years, 70
Yeah.
years.
Still somewhat active.
Not even that.
Like I understand, like the components in there might still. That's really efficiently made to like.
But well, Rambo leads him to there. Like he tears
Yeah.
the piece thing, sets up the claymore under the bomb, and keeps running. So of course they dig through it, they pull it, release the claymore, the explosion. Even if that bomb were to technically explode, the one that happened in the movie
Oh my
was
god!
basically
That's
the-
what I'm saying.
the
That is
equivalent
a full
of a mushroom
working-
cloud nuclear test site bomb.
So, okay.
I mean, come on.
Even if this was a 1,000-pound bomb, which is a big ass conventional bomb, first off, a claymore ain't gonna pierce like the armor around that bomb, or like
No.
the
We're
metal
thinking
around
about
that
this
bomb.
way too much, guys. This
Right.
is a Rambo
But
movie.
also, yes, it did.
I will even put it on my shoulders
The
with
fucked
that.
up part is that this is the most non-real part, really, when
Well,
it
this
comes
is
down
the
to
most
it.
comical because
Yeah.
Well,
the explosion.
It should have blown up. It should have created a shockwave. It didn't need to have a mushroom cloud.
Right.
And that's what I'm saying is
Yeah.
it explodes, and then you get. And I had a feeling because then the camera pans way the fuck off the tree line, where you then see this explosion and the shock wave, overpowering shock wave from at least a mile or so
It was almost
away.
like they stole the snippet from the end of Predator. When the
Exactly.
Predator blew himself up and
Yeah,
it was
no.
basically
maybe that was it. Maybe there was a predator that bomb came down and killed the predator, and unbeknownst to him, the predator's arm bomb also went off, causing that. We don't know. Maybe
It was-
that's also a deleted scene.
That totally fits.
Which please somebody make that scene happen.
Maybe it was a fuel
Yeah.
air bomb from Outbreak. You know,
there you go.
you know,
there you
some
go.
shit like that. But
So-
yeah, no, it was a big ass blast, like way bigger than you would have expected.
Yeah, but they eventually they all make it to the boat area, but they get caught.
Yeah, right. And of course, right before the boat.
Right.
Right before the boat. Like we're here. No, every motherfucker possible is there, and it's this downhill to where the water is, and
Yeah.
everybody starts
So-
popping out all over the place, and they're way the fuck outnumbered.
Sniper and Dexter's
And of
top
course-
wife are at a loss. They're safe up higher, but there's nothing one sniper can do.
Yeah.
you know.
And of course, and we all knew this was gonna happen. The motherfucker, the Bill Paxton, fucking talking shit. He gets fucking
hurt.
hit, and of course now he's pretty much turned into bitch mode. I mean, he's trying to act kind of tough, but like,
Come on, motherfucker.
yeah. Okay. But then as soon as like he's putting the main bad guys like putting pressure on there, he's like he's
He goes. He
and
literally
yes,
goes.
I
Oh
agree,
shit!
And I was I agree it would hurt, but you've talked
Yeah.
a lot of shit, dude. This is where like
Right.
if you could potentially not say anything, it's gonna help your cause.
So not in this movie. Not only did we get one, but we get two of Rambo doing his little "I'm behind you."
And this
This
is where
is
this
it.
movie
This is
goes
where it-
to another
Yeah,
level.
exactly, because they line all those all the missionaries and the mercenaries that are left over up against the like.
Oh, they're all down the hill.
yes, and
Right.
All
they
downhill.
all got AKs
And they-
raised.
these
to
geniuses-
execute them all.
These geniuses are like, all right, all of our forces down the hill. All right, you in the Jeep with the most powerful weapon that could destroy.
You just stay back.
You stay up the top of the hill.
Cover us.
Yeah, keep everything aside. How many should we? Just two guys. Just two guys. The
Yeah,
rest
yeah.
Of this 100+ army, we're all downhill.
Don't even really. Well, no. There was a guy on
That's
the
what I'm
gun.
saying.
There
That's what I'm
was a
saying.
guy on the gun.
Two guys. The driver of the Jeep,
Driver,
and
guy on the gun.
the operator of the
We
gun.
got shit to say about
Everybody
that.
else, should we have anybody? This is the big gun, guys. No. And no, just these two guys. Everybody else downhill. We're fine, all right?
We're good.
And
We're
then
good.
we have the fucking scene where literally they're about to fucking start killing the missionaries, and you
Right.
get that intense music, dun dun dun, and then the guys walk over, he's like pulling the gun out, and then you get Rambo as slow coming up as possible behind the guy on the gun, comically just done, and I lost it.
They even
I
do the
started
great,
laughing.
They even do the great foreground to background
Oh, God, it
focus
was
on him.
so
and
ridiculous.
it's just like,
He
Yep.
just as slow as possible. I mean, and if you realistically think about it, it's not like he's being stealthy. It just looks like I'm going as slow as possible behind you.
Oh, my
That's
back.
how stupid you are. Is you could turn around and catch me mid-rising and fucking do something, but I'm
Nope.
that badass. And then we get Machete, which Scotty had brought up earlier. He had sharpened the fuck out of it. He was just waiting. Somebody was
Yeah.
going to fill that machete. And we found out the dude, because one quick swipe
Decapitation.
and the head goes off, and then he gets the gun.
Oh my god. Okay, now I have
That
to
could be the title of it, is and he gets the gun. That's literally because that's the rest of
I
this
have
movie.
to stop
Yes.
you right now because I have one issue with this scene. I love this scene so much. Okay. It is the greatest thing I've ever seen in violence in cinema.
Yeah.
However, he cuts that dude's head off and he grabs the gun and he wheels it
Lowers it
down.
into
Yeah.
the
and
poor driver
and
of the
fucking
Jeep.
Yeah.
machine guns the driver. Like, what mounted gun would ever be able to actually kill the driver of the vehicle?
I'm sorry. Which normal human being are you? You're referencing Rambo.
I
the
am
man
referencing-
that
Right.
can make any weapon do anything he wants at any level.
That is
yes,
true.
Yes.
Because yes, I know a normal person. Yes, the gun would not lower to in danger of killing the drivers
Of the vehicle.
But we're talking about Rambo, and he was like, "Oh, there's this level here. You just lower it down, and you can shoot the driver." And
Yes.
and the dude that gets it worst of the bad guys is that guy.
It's the driver.
That
because
poor
he
driver,
feels-
man.
Because he gets exploded.
Yeah.
He's turned into soup. Yeah, he's bad guy
Yes.
soup. Like literally, there is nothing. There's no his family members. There's nothing to figure out to identify the body. It's just mush.
Point blank anti-aircraft rounds
Holy
in your
shit.
back and head. You
And
are.
then we get
And so this initiates basically the big end battle.
Yeah.
So this kicks everything off.
And we're using the term battle, but it's
It's a
Rambo
slaughter.
behind the gun scene.
so many
like he's
decapitated heads. So
Yeah,
many,
like he's playing Duck Hunt pretty
Yeah.
much, where it's just like, okay, you're dead,
Oh.
you're dead. Okay, oh cool, there's you and you. He's just taking out,
Look-
and it's not, oh, I've been shot. It's your head's gone, your whole chest, your whole body is gone.
So
like,
not only shooting these guys, let me say how bad the only time I kind of feel bad for the military dude, because this is probably some of the newer kids rolling in. When a truck full of more military people, the bad military people roll in, he turns the gun on them. Dude, they're just rolling into work and they're catching a 50 cal to the dome.
yeah, well,
And that
they're still
truck
part of
just
the-
gets
they're still part of the bad
demolished.
squad.
That's true.
And it's
but-
also they go, oh shit, do we leave only two guys at the best vantage point with this type of gun? Shit, let's go send some people up there. I mean, it might not work.
So
But
that was like the ramped up, insane version of like the opening scene from Saving
Basically,
Private Ryan.
yeah.
When the boat opens and the machine gun guns down like the first 20
Yeah.
dudes in the boat. Except this one just had splody shit.
so
Dude,
once
like
so many
da-da-da-da-da.
bodies exploded just from bullets. and
once
stuff. It
Rambo
was-
has decreased the army to at least 50% in the first 2 minutes, then the mercenaries and some of the missionaries go, oh shit, we can start to fight back because they're
Right.
distracted because their comrades' heads keep getting
Yeah.
exploding.
But
so,
but let's add in that you are seeing random scenes of, it's not always headshots and stuff, but like
oh, it's
that
limbs.
one
It's-
shot, the one shot like where one hits him right in the knee, so he just basically loses half his leg, and
Yeah.
he's down.
Yeah.
There's nothing he can do, but
Yeah,
he's still
yeah.
alive.
He's still alive.
Yeah.
But he's not doing more fighting.
Right.
But yeah, we get, and then the mercenaries are like, all right, this is our go-to. So they start fighting back. They're taking out motherfuckers. Some of the missionaries are trying to do what they can, but you still have that one, the main pastor, right?
Yep.
Who,
Oh, yeah.
had given Rambo so much shit earlier in the movie. And that's where we get the lesson of the movie. And the lesson, as most movies would say, killing is bad. You shouldn't kill. The person that kills learns their lesson in the end. This is Rambo. This is the opposite lesson. This is where the person that said thou shalt not kill is forced to murder the fuck out of somebody with a rock.
I was about to say-
not in a
That
casual way.
Fucking
but,
shit was awesome.
but
Yes.
and I am making your head like a watermelon that's just dry. There's nothing left.
No.
Because he doesn't just kill, but he kills, and you can see they kind of give you a quick like up close look where he's
the
so
intensity.
satisfied.
Primal.
Yeah.
It is a
Yeah.
primal,
There you go.
and
primal response.
I want Stallone just to pop up in the corner of my screen and go, listen, like, like, see, Rambo's world is right, his world is wrong, like, because yes, the pastor murders the fuck out of one of the military guys,
Right.
and comes to Rambo's side and goes, yeah, you were right, dude. I don't know what all this thou shalt not kill
Yeah.
bullshit's about.
Teach me how to shoot a gun.
But Rambo,
I gotta remind you, when you're pushed, killing is easy as breathing.
see, it's a lesson, exactly. It is. Hey, kids.
and they pushed first.
Yeah. But let's just say murders a fuck. Of course, one of the last guys is our shorty pedophile motherfucker. And
Probably not only because he's a pedophile, but it is one of the almost more brutal kills because it's not just being liquefied by a 50 cal. It is one stab and rip.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
And that's it.
And
He's
that-
running and he gets stopped like,
yeah.
like dead stop.
because
You know,
Rambo
it's-
snuck up on his ass. I don't know how Rambo would sneak up on anybody.
He's
But he
Rambo.
did.
Did you just question anything that Rambo
Right.
does in this movie? Because he is not he doesn't follow the rules
I
of
know
anybody
he's
else.
apparently also a ninja.
Yes.
And he defies the
I'm
laws
stealth
of
too.
science because he lumbers around in his big ass freaking like sweatpants and shit.
Yeah, that's stealth pants. Those are stealth pants.
Stealth
not
pants.
sweatpants, stealth pants. All
Gotcha.
right?
True.
Yeah.
But yes,
So-
he does gut the motherfucker.
Oh, man.
And just the way the body rolls, like in
Well,
the,
what's he
just
gonna-
that big old
now,
split.
maybe
yeah.
I'm getting my movies mixed up, but did he have anything to help murder him? It's this movie where he guts him and
Well, it was that awesome machete he made.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one that he made in about 3 hours that normally takes like 2 weeks, and
And he
Yeah,
did
yeah,
a
normal
yeah.
people
he-
2 weeks.
he-
well,
Yes.
yeah. Again,
He did
we
an
are
ex-
in Rainbow World. So
It was an external
Rambo.
seppuku, okay, because he cut all his guts out, blah, everywhere.
Yes. And so every bad guy is either murdered, or pretty much crippled the rest of life. There are some left that we see crawling, a la Private Ryan,
Right.
Yeah.
but they're not causing any more problems.
also,
They
like,
got
well, the
one
rebels
leg
show up to help
and-
clean up
Exactly.
and everything because there's a big baddie boat that shows up, and the rebels help take out the boat, and they help. They show up in time to clean.
Yeah,
I know they
after
clean
there's
up.
like barely anybody left. They're like, we're here now. It's like,
right.
Well,
right.
he did machine gun one of the boats with the 50 cal.
that's
too.
right. Yeah, yeah.
He did the
machined-
truck.
but they
He did the
but,
boat.
But the
He
rebels
did
did.
he did
the
half
rebels
the
did
army.
finish off the boat with the rocket launcher.
Okay, well there you go.
So
There you go.
Just
They were
the-
so distracted because of
Exactly.
Rambo that they didn't notice the other boat. But yeah,
yeah, sure.
but
But yeah, so
there-
so we have the end scene here where like it's bodies, like the fighting's done, everyone's crying, and he's just standing holding a wound, looking
The one wound that he received the whole movie.
looking down.
I'm surprised he
at,
even had that, honestly.
Right, true.
At Tub Dexter's wife, is that what you're calling her?
yeah,
Dexter's tub wife.
Yeah.
Dexter's Tub wife, looking down at her with like this look like "told you so."
Right. Well, and,
That's basically it.
And one of those little details is that when she first convinced him to do it, she gave him a cross, like on a rope necklace piece.
Yeah.
What you see at one point when he has his bow and arrow is that he has it wrapped around his wrist.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
So it like they bonded.
But apparently, probably because you probably can't stay in that country anymore because he murdered
Because
a
he-
portion of their population in the span of
even if it was
a
the
week.
bad military, he just slaughtered the fuck out
But
of them.
we learned that he's like, you know what? I guess I can go back to the States now. I mean, I murdered so many people here. There's nothing to throw me anymore here. Let me go
Right.
back to the States, and that's where we
snake
get.
herding just doesn't do it anymore.
That's where we get
So-
the final shot of him
Which is
going to
actually,
his
like-
dad's ranch. And,
Well, yeah, it's the farm where he grew up,
Yeah,
and where his
and-
dad, as far as he knows,
and you see the
still
mailbox
is.
and it says Rambo. And
Yeah.
yeah.
And that was actually the sweetest part, and that's why I thought this was going to be the
The
last.
end.
Exactly.
I think it was
Of
supposed
Rambo.
to be, and then Stallone was somebody's
Well,
like, "Hey
I'm-
man, you want to make some
Oh,
more
I'm
money?"
sure it was a bunch of Hollywood going poke poke, make Rambo
Well,
poke
but I'll
poke.
also throw this out there: is that they're probably who saw this in the theater?
I did.
Okay, you
I
did.
think I did, but
Most,
yeah.
let's just say
Can't
not
remember.
a lot of people did. But what happened was the reaction that I had, who hadn't seen it ever until recently. Holy shit, this is fucking awesome! And that build up is probably why they made another one. Is people went, "Oh fuck, are you gonna have it like as hardcore as the last movie?"
Right.
Okay, well I'll
Nah,
see
not
that.
really, but-
no, that I'm saying that's what that's the
Well,
reason to greenlight
between
a
that
sequel.
and making the Expendables in between.
yeah,
There was more hype for it. Yeah.
I think this came out when it came out in 2008. This was an early era where a lot of really bad remakes or sequels were happening.
That. Oh
Right.
yeah, that's true. That is
And
true.
so I think this was before it became really commonplace for a lot of sequels to happen. So like I feel like people just weren't ready for it. They were like,
I've got the easy answer, and I completely blanked on this. Stallone got an Oscar nomination for Creed. That gives him a chance to reset any roles he wants.
Yeah, that
because
basically gives him carte blanche
he's
in Hollywood. Yeah.
Academy Award nominated Sylvester Stallone, which means he gets to do another Rambo.
yeah, but that was
He
10
gets
years
to-
after this.
No, well,
Wasn't the first Creed like 2018 or 2016 or something?
right? But that's what I'm saying is the last Rambo came out.
But he was
4
already
years,
he
3
was already
years
working
after
on
that.
Expendables before Creed.
Yeah,
and
but
stuff
I don't
like
think
that,
I think
so.
that getting that nomination gave him. Now you get to do a couple more things. Again, Academy Award nominated.
Oh, it boosted everything,
Yeah.
regardless of what he was working on.
Yeah,
It
I
gave
mean,
him the boost.
The
so.
Expendables is like pure like genre like.
Oh
fun,
yeah, that's
but-
meant to be campy. Most of it
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
But yeah. Oh, but overall, I am so glad that Groot's introduced me to this movie.
right.
And I'm pretty sure everybody listening to this can tell the excitement. If you have not seen this movie, if what you think we exaggerated, do you think that we were making up? No, everything we brought up happens in this movie. If that
Exactly.
sounds
Right.
like you're like, all right, this sounds bonkers as shit, check this shit out because we didn't make up the shit.
and
All
go
this stuff
watch
happens.
the previous Rambos as well, just to justify how.
avoid 3. so,
Well, yeah, fair.
Yeah, no.
Fair.
I mean, you can pretty much, if you want to get the whole Rambo experience, watch First Blood and then this. That's all
Yeah.
you need. But I will say this, like this movie, not everybody is down for like this super ultra violent stuff. This movie is violent as fuck if we haven't described it
Again,
enough in
yeah.
this
Save
podcast
it, Private Ryan's opening scene as a full
as a
length
full
movie. Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
flick. So
But
I-
again, involving women and children. I forgot
Exactly,
to, you
exactly.
have to always add that part.
Yeah. The only
I-
thing we were missing was cannibalism, is what we figured. What you said.
I do happen to have an appreciation for over the top anything in movies, and this one went over the top in violence like I wouldn't believe. I gave this movie in the theater a standing ovation. I was so fucking excited.
I wish someone could have recorded that. Just
Right, that would've been
randomly,
great.
everybody was just like, "What the fuck do we watch?" And there's Groot's going, "Yes, yes."
What did I just see? Oh
And-
my god!
And there are people that are traumatized, being like,
Oh,
"You
yeah.
fucking- you see that shit?" And
I
there's
can't believe
Groot's-
they made this movie.
Were you by yourself or were you with someone?
I was with an old high school buddy.
Was he also standing and clapping?
Yes,
Okay, good.
next to me.
So that's even
There you
even
go.
scarier because there are people that were probably traumatized seeing two random dudes clapping at the fucking just hardcore murder fest that they just saw on screen. So
I mean, I don't know if I should be proud of that, but it was awesome.
But it's Rambo liquefied the bad guys.
That's
all
right.
you need to know.
I mean, in a sense, it was almost a western.
it kind of is. It
yeah, a
follows
little
the
bit.
lines,
kind
but
of like falls
less
the lines.
talking and more.
It-
But
followed that
wa-
baseline
just
for
way
sure,
more
yeah.
carnage
Yeah.
than a regular western gunfight would be.
Sure.
But anyway, let's we do have to wrap this up.
yeah.
So why don't we get into if we were gonna double feature this with anything, what could it
Oh.
I
possibly
made a
be?
quick reference to it, but two of my favorite action movies came out in the past 15 years. One or the other, but I'd probably just go The Raid. Either you can
Oh,
go either
yeah.
the first one because there's not as much carnage, but the way motherfuckers are killed with knives getting put in and dragged different ways,
Yep.
different things being used as weapons.
Yeah.
I kind of put that with this
Sure.
movie.
Yeah,
if you're
yeah,
just
absolutely.
like because The Raid, it's a well-made movie, but the plot is very basic, just like Rambo,
Right.
and you're not watching it for the intricate plot. You're watching and go, did he just take that and stab that through that
Yeah,
dude's
it's
eye
the
and
journey.
then rip it out? Yeah, it's about that, and that's where you can watch The Raid. Either order. I mean, I could say The Raid's a stronger, well-made movie than Rambo, but
Yeah.
if you're just in it for what zany fucking shit am I gonna see? There you go.
Exactly. No, fair enough. I would still always think this one as like what Groots was saying, it would be a good one to just go First Blood Rambo and because that would
That's
also
cheating though. You got to put something else, man.
all right. Well, give me a moment to think of. I mean, I'm really trying to think of because I'd like the carnage count is
Yeah.
what it comes down to. So I'm trying to think of what really measures up on other than like Kill Bill. Kill Bill.
There you go. Yeah,
you
I would
go.
throw that in
Fight
there.
scene with the Crazy 88 alone
There
for
you
that
go.
would measure
Yeah,
up really well with that. So
definitely,
yeah,
definitely
you're right.
Kill
Yeah.
Bill Volume 1.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna let you. I was gonna let you get away with just Rambo because this one wants to be challenging. To think
I know,
of what you
but
would
also
pair it
that
up
one's
with.
just a fun polar opposite to see him be a badass in First Blood and then go fucking nothing can hurt me in Rambo later. You
Right.
know, so it's fun to watch that huge change in dynamic over
Right,
like
right.
30 years of movies.
That's
You
true.
know, but no, Kill Bill Volume 1 definitely would hold up to the carnage count.
All right. If I was going to do this as a double feature, I would show this movie first because I want everyone to pay attention to how fucking brutal this movie is. And then I would lighten the mood with Commando.
There you go.
Straight up.
Nice.
Because
Okay.
he does
The same
machine
rule.
gun like 30 dudes towards the
I was
end.
gonna say,
Right.
but the same rules of Commando can do what takes an army of people to do, and
Exactly.
it's just him. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of
and
course.
he doesn't freak out about going to an island that has an entire army and go, yeah, just I keep a couple extra guns on me and I can kill everybody.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So no, I mean definitely it that's much more lighthearted, and it's Schwarzenegger, and I feel like for once Stallone should get first billing over Schwarzenegger,
Yeah.
you know, in that double feature.
And it
But
not
either
be
way,
a Last
Yeah.
Action Hero reference. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
exactly. So I feel like that would be a fun double feature.
That would just be a fun one for sure. Yeah.
But anyway, we got to wrap it up. So again, thank you so much for listening to Beautiful Disasters.
Yeah.
And with us, you want to talk about our sponsors for a sec?
Yeah, I mean, you go to our website, GUIPodcast.com, and there's a little link there for Amazon.com. You click on that, you purchase anything, helps out all the podcasts on the network.
Damn
You
right.
know,
a few extra bucks there.
equipment, stuff like that. Also, if you really dig these podcasts, there's a way to get some merch. What is that again?
TeePublic.
Public.
We got some new designs about to drop. Oh man,
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
I'm still working on new Geek Fathers ones too. So
It's gonna be great.
And
It's
new
gonna
Beautiful
be
Disasters
great.
should be up fairly soon.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Nice.
We've got a couple episodes in the pipeline. It's gonna be a great time. Outside of that,
But I was gonna say, if you're, again on our site, there's so many amazing podcasts to check out
Exactly.
on there. You know,
eight shows under this network that we all work on and
Yep.
we take pride in. So
yeah,
for
there's
sure.
kind of something for everyone. And
check
Exactly.
out all the different shows on GUI Network, GUIPodcast.com.
Yep.
All of us there.
Damn right. All right. We've gone long, I think.
Yes.
I have no idea how long.
We have gone almost the length of the movie, like we've had happen before.
Oh, Jesus
yeah.
Christ.
And that's the excitement level of just we had to make sure to explain some of these amazing kills.
Oh my God.
Where the kills happen in the movie, and we wanted to go
if
into
you're gonna
detail.
hype it, we gotta hype it right.
But yeah, that's Rambo. If you have a strong stomach and love gore, fucking check it out.
Do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Alrighty. Thank you so much, Scotty P.
From the Geek Fathers.
Father. That's
Yes. Yeah. No, thank you guys. Always a pleasure. I love jumping on shows here for you guys. So, and we love to talk shit. So, awesome. Thank you.
right. All right. I've been the Groots.
F.U. Hunter.
Thanks for listening.
Coming straight from the mouths of madness, I'm Lowdown.
I'm F.U. Hunter.
Do you love horror?
We fucking do.
So this is a podcast dedicated to all things in cinematic horror. We're talking movies, television, composers, special effects artists. We're gonna fucking cover it.
So if you love horror,
Embrace the madness.
In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
GUIPodcast.com.